Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, I take that watermelon fabric and I make it into two super cute small jackets.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So last month in January, January was only a month ago. It feels like a lifetime. Anyway, so I did my Make 9 for 2025. And at the end, I was like, actually, I've got a lot of half-made things. It would be awesome if each month I could try and finish 9 jackets or 9 different things. And that would, get some of the half-done things finally finished. So last month in January, I did manage to finish 9 things that had, like, a couple of them were things that I made from start to finish, but some of them were just things I finished off. So this month I was like, okay, I'm determined. I'll do it again. I'll try and finish 9 things. So first up we had, this is from scratch, the Burda 6120, and it's a reversible jacket, so it's actually 2 jackets sewn together. So I made that one. Then I was like, yeah, that's cute, but let's, it had potential. It wasn't perfect the way that it was, but it had potential. So I widened the sleeves so that they're much easier to bead. So there's the one on the left has sort of wide, regular sleeves, and then I made even wider sleeves on the cropped one has the wider sleeves, and the wider sleeves are really easy to bead. That's the one I ended up started beading, the emerald one, and the wider sleeves, so the double wide, they work really well. And once I'd figured out that that's the size sleeve I want, then I also did some puff sleeved ones in that sort of that length, the same as the emerald ones that I'd done, but sort of puffier. And then, so I did, and some long sleeves one. I cut them out, but I haven't made them. And then I was like, okay, before I make those ones up, I had these other 4 jackets that were almost entirely finished. All I had to do was a little bit of hand sewing on each of the jackets. So I finished those 4 and I love them. I love this tealy denim coloured Sistine Chapel one with the pale pink roses. It is just so pretty. Like, the fabric was gorgeous just as a fabric, but when I made it up into a jacket, some fabrics really sing when you make them up. Others, they turn out as expected, but this one is even prettier now that it's made up. It's really, really adorable. I mean, it looks ridiculous with those sleeves sticking out like that, but that's just because I used 2 layers of structure. And so anyway, as I do, I got distracted, and instead of continuing on and barreling through and making all 9 jackets at the start of the month, I got distracted and I did loads of beading on the Rainbow Raindrops one. And this is me showing you that I did yet more beading on the weekends and since you've seen me last. So above the red bit, all this bit is basically new. I had a couple of sequins up here, but I've done most of this work is since you've last seen it. And also the sleeves now have a lot of weight on them, and they're finally sitting beautifully. So they just need a little bit more work, because I got so sick of changing coloured thread. I was like, right, I'm going to do all the blue ones, then all the red ones. So I have to go back and do the light green and the yellows and the sort of melony yellow apricot coloured ones. And in there, but it's looking pretty good. There's a couple of spots where I need more red ones as well, because I was trying to sort of scrounge around to see if I had a few more magenta ones, because magenta would look so much better than red there, but I do not. So I'm going to have to use red. Anyway, so this is me just showing you a full 360 of it. And I'm really, really happy with it. It is so pretty. It's very, I don't know, it's very stained glass windowy. Anyway, so as I was doing this, I did use up some of the emerald green ones in this, but I had a little jar full of them left. And I was like, well, I should be making the 2 remaining jackets, because I've finished 7 things this month so far, so I have 2 more to go, and I should have been doing that, but I had this little jar of green green sequins, and I was like, or I could add a little bit more to that silver one with the emerald green beads. So once we've finally finished doing a very, very slow 360 on this one, I will show you that I did a little bit more work on the emerald green silver jacket. And then, yeah, and I realized I only have 1 episode left this month, so I have to make 2 jackets. You've already seen the intro, so you know that I did finally get them done. But oh my goodness, I was working up to the very last minute. Anyway, so that is the Rainbow Raindrops jacket. Oh, goodness me. Okay, one more bit. And so it's not finished. Once I've done a little bit more big sequin work on this one, then I've still got all the little sequins to go. So that one is not finished. I did finish making the actual jacket, but I haven't finished the beading. Anyway, so now we're up to present day, and oh, goodness me, yes, I did so much work on this jacket that I just feel like I have to keep showing it to you. But there we go. In the background is the emerald green one, and if you see, last time you saw this, only 1 sleeve had beading on it, and now I've done 3 rows all around the second sleeve. So we're at the point where I need 2 more jackets and I have to do them right away. So this one I need to take the sleeves off and reattach them because they're not done right. And this is me showing you. I always mention that I always that I have these copper keys as well as the red ones for the red key jacket. So that's the copper key for the other. It's like a twin jacket. So I have the teal one with the red keys that I could fix, and I have this one that I could finish. All I have to do with this one is sew the sleeves on, but yeah. I didn't think that would make a whole video. So this is the point at which I did the a little bit more green beading. And this is me showing you, yes, I still have a long way to go to finish the beading on this one. It's going to have a feature on the back that's all green flowers. They're the same sort of emerald green or dark green. And it's going to be so pretty. It's going to be like a little secret forest on the back. And then the rest of it is just going to be that 1960s Pakaraban looking design. So anyway, instead of just finishing these 2 tweed jackets, I, like on Valentine's Day, I did that pink fabric haul. So I decided that I would take that absolutely adorable watermelon fabric and I would cut it up into 2 jackets. So I really like the cropped silver one, which I'm turning into the emerald jacket. But I like the wideness of the sleeves of the emerald jacket, but I wanted to make ones that were slightly shorter. And so I've got 2 jackets here. One has got shorter sleeves and one has got shorter sleeves that are rounded. And yeah, so one of them is, I guess they're super short sleeves, and the other one is they're shorter than the emerald sleeved ones, but they're also a little bit puffy at the top. So it's just 2 different types of sleeves, and one is cropped like the emerald one was. So I can do that either vertical garden beading or chandelier beading on that one. And then the other one is a mid-length. So it's sort of halfway between the 2 silver jackets, which was a normal length one and a cropped one. I split the difference, and my second watermelon jacket is going to be a mid-length. So this is me just making them, and because I'm going to bead both of them in 2 different ways, I'm going to put heavy beading on each of them. I've got 2 structure layers, so it's 2 layers of netting plus the outer fabric, which is the watermelon, and annoyingly there was just not enough of the watermelon fabric. I guess it shrunk a lot when I washed it, did the pre-washing, because yeah, it's the same width as a quilting cotton, and I designed these 2 jackets to be able to fit in 1 yard 1 meter of quilting cotton. and it was just too small. I was going to change the design of the jacket, but then I got out another bit of fabric and put all the pattern pieces on that bit of fabric, and they all fitted fine. So it must have, maybe they just cut me a little bit shorter than they were supposed to. Perhaps that's it. Anyway, so I had to make the back of the short jacket out of a pink fabric. So just, yeah. You'll see that at the end, but they're mostly made out of watermelon fabric. So this is me it's a very simple jacket. As I said, it's Burda 6120, and it's basically a front piece, a back piece that's cut on the fold, and then a sleeve piece, which I've altered. And I've actually altered all of them. But yeah, so this is me slowly getting all the pieces together. First I pin them together, machine sew them together, then stitch down all the seam allowance on the inside by hand. And because I'm making the whole of the outer jacket, then I'm beading it, then I'm making the lining. I have to finish all the edges, which is what I'm doing now, just hand stitching down all the edges. So finally, both torsos are done and all 4 sleeves are done. So then I had to decide, do I want the short sleeves on the short jacket, or do I want the long sleeves on the short jacket? So I decided that I would have the long sleeves, because on this one I did long sleeves on the cropped one. So I decided I'm going to do crop sleeves on the crop jacket for this one. Sorry, I know this is confusing. And the mid-length one is going to have the slightly puffed sleeves. So that's the one that's going to look like a garden party jacket. And yeah, so this is the point where I just got to attach the sleeves. And with this pattern in particular, generally what you do is you pin the top centers together, you pin the under sleeves together, and then you sort of do the bottom 2/3 and then you ease in the top third. With this one, it's slightly different. You just make sure you do the front half of the sleeve before you do the back half of the sleeve, because there is more ease in the top of the back, whereas in the whole of the front there's not really much ease at all. So I've done one jacket, and now this is me doing the second, and you can see here that the back is pink rather than white. But the way I'm going to bead it, the back is going to be almost entirely beaded, so you hopefully won't see the pink. And this is me saying that, yeah, once you've machine sewn the sleeves on or sewn them on however you attach your sleeves, it's actually much easier and considered much better to hand stitch them on. Anyway, once you've done it, you have to push the seam allowance up into the sleeve and hand stitch that into place as well. And that's how you get that beautiful shape on your sleeves. So both jackets are done, and here we go. So yeah, there's something a little bit Dolce & Gabbana about the one on the left, I think. I think it's all the white in there, which I'm going to cover in beads. I'm going to do, my lobster jacket, where I basically beaded everything but the lobsters. I'm going to do the same thing here, I think. And one's going to have pink and red beading on it. I'll show you in a second. And the other is going to have green beading on it, because I absolutely love that emerald green and silver one that I'm doing. It's just, I love green. It's beautiful. So here you could really see that the back is pink. But I think from the front, you can't actually tell that I didn't have enough fabric. But yeah, so I really, really like the slightly puffed sleeves. I think they are adorable. I know that the sleeves look a bit stiff and sticky outy on these 2 jackets, but bear in mind when I first made the silver one, which is slowly becoming the emerald jacket, the sleeves stuck out a lot on that one too. You just need to weigh down the jacket with the beading. And yeah, so my intention is to do a lot of beading, so I had to put the 2 layers of structure in there, which is why they're sticking out so much. So these are the 2 types of beading that I think I'm going with. So I think I'm going to do pink and red beading on one, and then green, a mix of sequins and also green beads on the other one, I think, because I absolutely love the green in that. So Yeah, I'm not sure which I'll do of which, because the green beads, I have green beads to do the vertical garden type beading. So, which means I should do it on the shorter one. But I also think the shorter one would look absolutely adorable in pink. And with the pink one, I'm going to do a big slice of watermelon on the back in large sequins and it's going to be red, pink, two different greens and black sequins. All like it's going to be quite big. And anyway, it'll make sense once I've done it. So yes, I hurriedly made 2 jackets. Well, there's so much hand stitching, hand finishing, that it didn't feel like a hurry, but they're done and they're ready to be beaded. So yay! I've 2 months in a row, I've finished 9 things. So I'm quite happy about that, and this is just so delightful. I can't wait to bead these 2. They're going to be absolutely adorable. Anyway, that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been inspired to use up some quirky, interesting fabric that you have in your fabric stash. Thanks again for watching, and happy sewing.